Watch this video and then come back because we need to have a real and uncomfortable conversation that a lot of y'all ain't ready for.
One time on Monday morning, I came in and the commission was waiting. The inspectors were waiting in my office. And Donald and Jeffrey had come into the casino in the wee hours of Sunday morning, 1:30 in the morning. Two buddies. They had three women with them. And the commission was waiting for me because they had determined that the women that they brought down were underage to be on the casino. And when I asked them how they knew that, by the way, one of them was the number 3 ranked tennis player in the world. Okay. And this guy happened to be a tennis fan. And he said, Jack, I know she's 19 years old.
A lot of men in America fantasize about this lifestyle. A lot of men in America idolize this lifestyle. How do you think dudes like Andrew Tate and Kevin Samuels rise to such prominence on social media? Because this is what men look at and they say, yes, that is the life. And unfortunately, it's the same reason we don't have Kamala Harris as president of the United States. It's the same reason I look at polls that say AOC could be one of the leading Democrats to run for president, and it scares me because I realize how misogynistic our society is. We have built young boys to turn into misogynistic men who think that women can't run a country, even though we have so many other well-off industrialized countries that have elected women to be president. But let's be honest here. How many of you know men who decided to vote for Donald Trump because they did not want a woman to be president? They thought, hey, men run things. This is what we do. We should not be electing a woman. So they voted for Donald Trump. I'm talking about men who are minority men who voted for Donald Trump just because they would rather go with a convict, a sexual predator, rather than voting for a woman who had years of experience, whose life in law and in civil justice was way more, just completely eclipsed any amount of experience that idiot had. It is because we have accepted misogyny in this country. And again, like I said at the beginning, this is an uncomfortable conversation because a lot of people don't want to have this conversation. It's like back in the day when Republicans were trying to claim that Democrats were sexualizing kids because they were having drag queen story hours. During that time, I remember saying to many of my guy friends, so you're telling me when you take your kid to Hooters, your son, to Hooters or to a football game where you know they're checking out the cheerleaders and all that, you actually think that's over-sexualizing them? Oh, well, no, that's my boy. Exactly. It's not that they thought that Drag Queen Story Hour over-sexualized their boys. It's that they don't like the LGBTQIA plus community. That's what it is. Same thing with a woman as president. It wasn't that they didn't, a lot of these people who were Democrats, who were liberals, who were progressives that decided not to show up. It wasn't that they didn't think that Kamala Harris's, her stance on things were good. It's because they didn't want to see a woman running things. Unfortunately, that is the society that we live in. That is the society that we've made okay. That's why you have a bunch of these Republicans running around saying I'm an alpha male. And unfortunately, you have a lot of Republican women who are running around saying I need an alpha man. When most of these dudes they're calling alpha men are not at all. They're not. They just really are not. And so, unfortunately for us, that video doesn't make people go, Donald Trump is gross. Doesn't make a lot of men go, that's just awful. That's horrible. No, it makes a lot of them go, man, I wish I had that life. It's real. And a lot of you out there who are watching this video, you're going to try to say, oh, that's not true and all that. But think about it for a second. Think about some of your friends. Think about your dads, your uncles, and all of that. Think about the things they said to you when you were a kid, the message that they sent to you, the message that was portrayed or perpetuated on young boys and teenagers since the beginning of time. That's the problem that we have. I'm hopeful. I'm optimistic that these things change, but unfortunately, I don't see it anytime in the near future. If I'm wrong, please let me know in the comments. I look forward to reading your guys' comments, your opinions, your thoughts on exactly what I'm talking about. As always, I appreciate your guys' support. Period.
Don't want no enemies or ops. Envy in their heart, I tell them stop. Vacation on the yacht.